You and your child's teacher are supposed to be a team, okay? So all the things where parents are just like, the teacher will say, we're having this issue. Can you please work on it? Whatever it is. And then there's so many parents these days that are like, well, my kid's not like that. And that's your problem at school. The difference is your kid will act different at school than they act at home. They will, because it's a different environment. Especially if at home they're sitting with a tablet and doing whatever they want, and then at school they have to actually do stuff and do work and listen to somebody. Of course they're going to have a different attitude, a different behavior. So the fact that so many of them just don't want to believe that their kid is doing that, they're different. I can tell you right now, I've subbed in my own kids' class, and they act different at school versus at home. And I mean, I don't even give them tablets or anything like that. That was just an example. But there's a difference, because at home, you're not sitting there doing this work. You're running around, playing, you've got your chore, it's a whole different thing. They also know that there can be different consequences at school, that their teacher, their hands are tied a lot. But the parents aren't. So there's a whole different thing there. And there's so many parents that just do not want to believe that their kid is acting up at school. You don't need to be that way, because the teacher is not out to get your child. Maybe every once in a while you're going to get a messed up person that gets into the profession and is. Okay, that happens with every profession. There's going to be somebody that should not be doing it and might just be hateful or something. But for the most part, that is not happening. And one thing that I'm very proud of is that my kids' teachers, they know that I view us as a team, and that our goal as a team is to make sure that my child can act right and go on to be a productive member of society. They might not be the smartest. They might not end up being the richest or this, that, and the other, but they will be a decent human being and they will know how to act and not just be a menace. And that should be it. You and your child's teacher are a team. My kids' teachers know that they can text me about anything or call me about anything and be like, we are having this issue. Can you work on it? And I will. And they know that I want them to let me know so that we can work on it and nip it in the bud before it becomes a full-blown big thing. Because if you don't, like these little bitty behaviors that you're like, oh, they'll grow out of it. They don't a lot of times. You have to work with them to grow out of it. And if you don't, they just get worse most of the time. And I don't want that to happen to my kids. So my kids' teachers know to text me or call me or whatever, and we will get it done. And it really makes me feel good that they have complimented me on that or things like that. And they'll be like, I know you'll take care of it. And there's this, and I really like that I'm seen as that parent that is gonna handle the child's behavior, because my kids are not always the best behaved. I have one that is like, my oldest, she's usually a perfect angel at school. She's fine. My second, he is hit or miss. Like, he can be absolutely wonderful, but every once in a while he just gets into a difficult streak where he was doing that today, which is why I'm making the video. His teacher texted me about it. He gets to where he is just wanting to be difficult. Okay. And then my middle child, who used to be my youngest, he's got something going on. We're still trying to get him diagnosed or whatever's going on with him, but everybody knows he's got something going on. And so he could be a handful, but we still are dealing with it and trying our best to get him, taking accountability and getting right on his stuff. There's no reason that you should be arguing with your child's teacher because they're telling you, like, hey, I've had a bad day with little so-and-so and he just wasn't wanting to listen. He wasn't wanting to do this. Can you do something at home? Your answer should be like, oh, yes, ma'am, I've got it. And then you talk to your kid, figure out what it was, or you ask the teacher, like, hey, what were the specifics of what they did so I can talk to them? That kind of stuff. You do not sit there and be like, oh, my kid would never, and blah, 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 or that's your problem. Like, that's not even parenting. You need to get it together or your kid's going to be in jail. And then you're going to be blaming everybody else except yourself because you didn't handle it when they were little like you ought to have. So that might have hurt some feelings. I don't know, but yeah.